as always, as of recently. What's going on, Colin?
We got there, Jake. Yeah, man, doing good. Just on return from London, so I'm still a little under the London foggy weather, but it was fun. I actually one of my little hobbies over there was telling people in London about the pigeons playing ping pong, and them going, "What? Pigeons playing ping pong?" Just the words
Spreading the
broke
good
their
word.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, I was trying to turn everyone onto it over there, but just seeing their reaction when I would say pigeons playing ping pong was actually pretty funny because they would repeat it back to me in disbelief that it was the name of a band.
Of course. Of
But
course.
yeah,
But
got to spread the love.
have to. But we are back with this episode. We're gonna review a few of the West Coast shows. Last time we were here, we were talking about the Philadelphia shows. And if you guys have been following along at home, I'm sure you've had a bit of FOMO watching these shows, seeing the set list. And if you're a member of the Nest, I'm sure you've been able to follow along a lot. Have you been able to listen to some of the music or
Yeah, while I was
listen to any of
traveling,
the
it
live
was
streams at all?
yeah, I was tuning in and out as I was traveling. When you're going international, there's a lot of free time. So fortunately, I had to listen up. And I will say they have absolutely been ripping up the West Coast. I would say burning it down, but it's too soon. But they're definitely over there, giving it its all. It's definitely yeah. They're made up for lost time. They're back there. What they didn't go there last year at all. So they got to come with a vengeance, and they kicked that off in Colorado.
Yeah, I think
You
it
know.
was 7 years, I want to say, since the last time they'd been to Steamboat or at least the Old Town Pub. And that's one of the smaller venues that they're going to be playing, uh, on their entire tour. I think the cap on it was like 250 or 300, and both those shows were
Ah,
sold out. You're practically standing on stage with them if you're up front.
love that. That's the shit that I miss, is that, the tiny, not that I miss, but, we you appreciate it when you get it, right? Look, there's plenty of bigger shows, but like even Mr. Smalls, like I loved how small that room was. I mean, it really does kind of fit the name, but, anytime you can see with a small crowd, small show, it's usually going to be a heater. Keeping it warm in Colorado,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. And definitely. Uh, then after those Steamboat shows, they did Boulder, 2 nights in Boulder. So they were doing a couple 2 day runs starting out, and that's always fun. And if you have a Nugs subscription, they streamed the show on the 8th. I think that's the Saturday show. And we do have a guest today. Hopefully, he's going to be joining in here soon. But Mr. Ryan Garl is supposed to be popping in here soon. Today, he was at both of the Boulder shows. Gonna check in on him. Busy this morning, but just looking at those Old Town pub set list real quick. We can talk about that show.
Pull
Pull
it up.
those up. Pull it up. And as always, we use Fantasy Tour for the most part, looking at set lists and stuff. All right, Steamboat
Got it.
Springs, March 5th is his tour opener. Nice hat, by the way, Colin.
Yeah, so why we have a moment, some fresh merch coming through on Funkin' Good. Please follow us at Funkin' Good Foods on all of your favorite social medias there. We're about 3 weeks away from the official launch. Still time to get a founders pack. They are still available to get some exclusive merch and access to future events, promotions, activations. There's a lot coming up. And if you become a founder, you get special access to all of it. So it's not too late. We might have a couple other special packages come out in the lead up to. We had some people that were requesting just like a hoodie and coffee package. So be on the lookout. But, please follow our socials. You'll find it all on there at Funkin' Good Foods. Appreciate it. All right, Jake, what do we got up here?
Well, this Old Town Pub, we got Too Long opener because it's been too long since they've been
Oh,
playing there. and then a nice Fall in Place. Actually been really digging Fall in Place a lot recently.
Yeah, no
But
doubt.
I think the highlight of this show would be the Twitch encore, honestly.
Well, is that in bust out territory? I feel like a Twitch hasn't been seen around for a second. Am I wrong? They played that recently. I feel like it's been
Yeah, I
sparse.
don't think it. Yeah, Twitch encore.
Yeah, but look, we got another win a minute. Let's not overlook that for a second. Jake, have you had a chance to really get into win a minute yet? Be honest.
Yeah, I listened to it finally. I'm not too much into it right now. Uh, of course, I'm probably gonna end up liking it, like I always do, I guess. But just not something that I was like really
Well, the
paying,
next time you see it
I guess, for the
live, Greg's
most
gonna
part.
lock in right on you, and he's gonna make you like it. He's gonna give it to
I,
you,
I'm
and you're
I'm here
and you're,
for it.
you're gonna be
I hope
all
that he
right,
does.
all right. But I think the night two at
But
the Old
yeah, the
Town
next
Pub. Yeah, go ahead.
no, that's what I was gonna say. Night two is
Yeah.
definitely uh was the banger, I feel like, of the two nights.
Yeah, definitely. Hell yeah, opener. Move like that, weightless. I mean, just that trio as an opener definitely sets the pace for the night. It's funny. We talk about Julia. So I was trying to find someone posted in the flock, what was your first song you saw the Pigeons play live? And I was like, shit, you know what? I really don't even know because the set list isn't on Fantasy Tour of my first show. And I remember like I knew Horizon at the time, and I think Melting Lights were the only two songs that I even knew. So that's the ones I remember. And all this time, I thought I never got a Cliffs. I got a Cliffs encore at my first show, just over my head. And they played "Julia is Hot," and there was some talk between Lee and Rudman there, and it's "Julia is hot, 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 feeling hot, hot," and I'm like, oh my god, it made me remember it. So I was like, holy shit, I didn't even realize my first show was an absolute banger. This whole time, I'm like, it was just straight heat the whole way through. I was actually cool to go back and kind of try to relive what I remembered of the show going back 11 years now, which is kind of even funnier to think.
Yeah,
But
dang.
moving on
I
from
was actually
there.
listening to Eclipse the other day.
Oh yeah. I still want to see another one because I still feel like the next one I see will be like my first one since I don't really remember the first one. But we'll see. We'll get there eventually, I'm sure. Maybe Dome Fest.
Maybe Don't Fest. Yeah, but
Maybe so,
a
maybe
nice
not.
the town, had to throw that town in for the Old Town Pub.
Town.
Nice big in the changes. Too bad Lee wasn't there.
Yeah, that's what where they played that now 5 times? Is it played? 11 times played. Oh my God. That's a bit. And they've actually played it more times recently since Lee was putting his sign up. So apparently twice in 2023, once in 2025, 2022, twice. Yeah, they're dusting it off once in a
I
while.
feel like when they go out west, they really like do things to have people on the East Coast have way more FOMO. So I'm sure like people were sitting at home looking at set lists, just like, oh my god, I wish I could see these. You know,
Yeah, well, they don't get out there as often. So if you do, you got to make an impression because you got to sell tickets the next time you show up out there. So make your mark, leave an impression. And I think the guys did a pretty good job at it in this tour so far. But even there,
yeah, they
J Town,
absolutely have.
Elefante closer. And then opening with Feet on the Ground, which I got to say is an interesting but also awesome spot for Feet on the Ground, just to kind of bring you into that slow rise into the set. Like, all right, I'm down with those vibes.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
And I like how
From
they
there, Time
closed
Run.
out this set.
Okay.
Yeah, the condenser,
Yeah, let's
second
see.
skin condenser.
Yeah, it's nice. But Tetris theme Lost in Line, that's pretty cool. They played that a couple
Yeah,
times before, haven't they? Or is that the first time they did that?
I don't think I. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen them do. Yeah, it says one time. I've never heard
Yeah.
them say it. I'd play it. Fantasy Tour might not have it correct, just because it probably wasn't on a set list in the past or something like that, and was thrown in uh, on something. Because I'm pretty
But
sure they
definitely a
probably
rarity.
definitely a rarity. Yeah, and that's what I was saying about them doing things that are like rare that they wouldn't do necessarily on the East Coast, Midwest, east of the Mississippi type deal. I guess you could say.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people that were excited about the Big Something Vibrations bust out. They haven't played that in like 4 years.
Oh yeah, they didn't have the dudes from Big Something play these nights. I think it was the next nights in Boulder, because I think that's when they had after parties. Big Something had like an after party show in Boulder. Sure. What the, confirm that as soon as Ryan pops in. He says he's going to be coming in here in a second.
Nice.
I'm pulling up these Boulder shows now. Were you able to listen to any uh the Boulder shows at all?
No, I haven't listened to Boulder shows yet. So I honestly like I've been jamming on the
Yeah.
Nest a fair bit. So the sound check jams and the practice jams are like some of my favorite shit right now because especially when I'm doing something, right? Like that's my new work stuff because you kind of just zone out on it, and like some of the stuff they just kind of get deep and just a good vibes and it's like great work music. So if I'm traveling and I'm working, it's just kind of it's been kind of my go-to. Like the 116 and the 918 practice jams are two are like better ones. The 116 is like 25 minutes, 26 minutes long. So you can really just like ride that one out for a few minutes, but definitely need to get around to listen to these Boulder shows next. It seemed like they're pretty hot though.
Dang, that's yeah. Well, you're making me really want to join the Nest by you saying all that about the jams, because I mean, let's face it, that's what I really enjoy about listening to Pigeons is them jamming out. So I
Yeah, and
almost
if
did it
anybody's wondering
recently.
where I get the intro and outro music we've been using the last couple episodes, those have just been little snippets from the Nest. So, I've had a few people ask me like, "Where's that from?" I don't recognize that. Like, what show is that from? And I'm like, "It's not from a show. Just a little taste from the Nest." But there's a couple
Yeah. Are
Greg
those,
doing Greg stuff. Go ahead.
do they specify like what the jams are from? Like shows, yo,
Hey, bud.
Hey.
what's up, Mr. Ryan Garl?
What's happening?
Not much, man. You able to hear us?
Yeah. I was trying to get my Bluetooth speaker to connect, but I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, you sound great. Rowdy Rye. Sweet. Well,
I
we're
saw the
already
John T last night in Kokomo for the first time.
the
Have you ever
Jaunty,
seen
did
them?
you? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're sweet, dude.
Yeah, that I usually
Dude, they're
have. I'm usually wearing a Jaunty hat. It's around here somewhere, but I don't have it on today.
I was wearing my Swerve shirt that I got at that Boulder show, and dude was like, "Is that a Swerve shirt?" Their bass player. I was like, "Yeah," because I had saw Swerve at Shakedown in Indy on Fish Lot last summer.
Yeah.
That was the first time I had seen them. They were just playing under a canopy.
Yeah, I saw that. We were talking about that recently. Yeah, I saw them same spot, dude. Was at Deer Creek.
That's fucking sweet.
Yeah, but we were already just talking about the OTP shows. But you're right on time, so we're about to jump into
Sweet.
these Boulder shows. First off, have you been to Boulder before?
No, dude. That was my first time out there.
Nice.
Oh, nice. So were you able to spend some time in like the city and stuff like that?
No, I spent most of the time I was out there in Denver with. Am I getting cut off up here?
No, you're
No,
good.
you're great.
Okay. I spent most of my time in Denver with Jack and Vic and Daniel. And then we went to Boulder. Aaron Schwartz and Sarah, they had a little kind of pre get together in Boulder because they live semi close to the venue. So I didn't really hang out in Boulder too much. We just kind of went to their house before the show.
Nice. So that first night, were you able to catch the openers for each show?
Yeah, dude. Aaron was a big Squeaky Feet fan. I think he was like getting guitar lessons potentially from Colin. So
Oh,
he was real hyped on them. So we got there and caught their whole set beforehand.
Nice. I
nice.
haven't been to
Yeah,
Boulder.
I'd
I
never
was.
seen them before.
What was that, Colin?
I said, what's the venue? Been there before.
I didn't hear you, buddy.
Am I coming in fuzzy? Or am I good?
Uh,
I just said, what's the venue like? I hadn't been there before.
oh, dude, the venue. So have you been to Madison Live in Cincinnati
No,
or
no.
Covington? So it's a decent theater and it's pretty open and it has like a tiered floor. It tiers up, so there's like multiple rails. So like Ben's side second rail, dude, was like all like fam, like that whole section was like the Lamphere family and Thomas and Cam and Katie and Daniel and Jack and Vic, dude. It was so fammed up over there. Uh, and dude, like being a non-drinker and like being from Indiana, I was so used to like having Red Bull or water. Boulder Theater has kombucha at the bar. Boulder Theater has 3 flavors of yerba mates at the bar, dude. A cold mint yerba during pigeons slaps, bro.
Yeah,
Colorado
dude.
out here soft selling me on the move, man.
I love Boulder so much that I named my son Boulder, bro. I love that
Fair.
venue so much. They take care
So
of
much dancing room.
yeah, and they just take care of the patrons so much. They always have water out for people. There's always like a groove safe booth or something there out front. Someone, just the atmosphere in Boulder is great, and you can always hear pigeons express that. At least Greg always saying how much he loves Colorado and Boulder and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can catch a vibe in there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, news just popped in on my phone. Tiffany's texting me from in the kitchen telling me that Goose just kicked Jeff out the band. No further news on that right now, but that's breaking in the jam band news world, I guess.
Didn't that happen like 2 weeks ago?
I feel like I already heard about that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I thought he was like taking a hiatus or whatever, but I guess
Oh,
now it's hey buddy.
now it's officially.
Got it. Got it. There was hiatus to no atus.
And I'm sure we'll get to it later, but dude, the full night 2 percussion, aside from the one song.
Yeah. We're
Was
gonna
that
be
with Will
talking about it.
Will Trask, dude. It was something special.
Nice.
Hell yeah. But when's the last
Now,
time you
is he what's up?
No, go ahead.
Is he sitting in or is he playing drums for the Magic Beans right now? Because I know Corey like had surgery or something.
No idea about that one.
I wasn't sure because Greg said something at the beginning of night too. He was like about Will playing like all these with all these bands in Colorado, and then he also like referred to him as a bean or something. So I kind of wondered if maybe he was playing drums for the Beans right now. Might have to look into that.
Yeah. Could potentially. But yeah. Let's go over the first night. Come out swinging with a nice bat for you. But oh yeah, I knew what I was going to ask you. I was like, what was your last pigeon show before this 2-day run?
New Year's.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Tonight
Well,
News in Pittsburgh.
well, oh yeah. That's right. You weren't in Philadelphia, right?
No, I didn't go to Philly.
Yeah, I just remembered Hannah FaceTiming you. That's why I almost like thought that you
Yeah,
were there for a
I was
second.
there digitally.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. But yeah, they came out for set one, Bad for You, into a nice little Fox and the Toad. Do you got any highlights on that first set or anything?
The jam and Fox and the Toad was pretty fucking fire, dude. Like they jammed that out. The In the Bubble had a nice shreddy jam too. Jeremy was shredding it up and In the Bubble.
Yeah,
Um,
I was thinking the same thing about Fox and the Toad. I'm not necessarily like the biggest Fox and the Toad fan, but listening
okay,
to
so
that,
we were talking about like I feel like Pigeons is kind of trying to like they're going back and they're getting some of their not like most favorite songs by all people and they're really jamming out. They're like you're gonna like these songs even more now. Like a few songs throughout this run we talked about that were that way.
yeah, one of those I would say is Henrietta because they
Facts, they've
were
been on there.
people were talking about in recently in the flock about how like that's not like a favorite song or anything like that. And like of course Jack's like, no, that's a fucking great song and stuff like that. But recently I was just listening to it and I was just like, damn, dude, yeah, they're I was thinking what you were just saying. They're going back to these older songs and really trying to like polish them out and let people know that like, hey, these are some jam vehicles right here.
That was on purpose.
Shout out Fun and Funk, right? Like that's another one they've
Of
done
course, it's
that with.
always on purpose.
Yeah. And I've always been a fan of Fun and Fun, but I like to see it getting a little extra love.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
right.
sure. So
The Melting Lights was funny because the little shenanigans that Greg and Ben do on stage, Jack and I kind of like were doing them, like we were imitating them in the crowd and doing it. And the part where the lights go off and they switch sides, Jack was standing next to Vic, and we had like done it, and genuinely, she like looked over and it like caught her because we switched and the lights went off, and then she saw me right there, and it legitimately shook her. That it was really funny. It was a nice little moment.
nice. Goofballs. That's nice. What'd you think of
What else was in there?
the Godzilla?
Dude, yeah, that's what I was gonna say, dude. The Godzilla, dude. Like, also, that was my first time like raging a show with the entire Lamphere family, like all together. And that's a whole separate vibe too, dude. I loved raging with them. And everybody was reptaring and big stomping, dude, during Godzilla. It was sweet.
But that had the
And then
uh, Nick McDaniels from Big Something. Were you
yep,
able to go
yep.
to like the after party with them or anything like that? Wasn't there
I
one?
didn't go to the after party, but I'm not gonna lie, when Nick and Casey came and sat in from Big Something and I saw the Iwi come out and I was like, how dope would a Cantina Jam be? And he had that Iwi out there, dude.
Oh
That
yeah,
would have
that
been
would be.
sweet. So like just putting it out there, maybe that'll come around at some point in time. That would be sweet.
Hey, yeah, maybe. I can see these guys popping in at Dome Fest or something. It's like
I haven't seen them in a while, but they're a vibe for sure. Big Something.
yeah, Big Something. All right. What do you think about this second set? Nice little porcupine there.
So what was
Chuck in there. Well, she's Porcupine. Yeah, was that? That was. I
you
didn't hear you, buddy.
Oh yeah, I was saying, what was the Tonto opening like improv jam?
Yeah, dude. And Greg silly with that "come in my truck."
Oh yeah. Dude. Greg's having super fun on this little tour right now.
Yeah, dude, you can tell. I mean, granted, he always is, but you can tell. And he's always so appreciative of everybody. Makes you feel good.
Definitely makes you feel good. Was this the first time that you saw the Labyrinth? Gator playing the pan.
Chuck.
Was this the first time you
Man, you're
saw?
chunking real bad. I wonder if it's my Wi-Fi.
No,
Or
I think
yours.
it's his.
Uh,
Jake, we missed what you but sorry. You're timing out
My
there. I
bad.
missed what you just.
Yeah, sorry. I was saying that was this the first time that you've seen the Labyrinth?
I was trying to figure that. I think it might have been maybe the second. Because I feel like I remember Gator busting that like tongue steel drum thing out before. And I don't feel like I remember him using that any other time aside from Labyrinth, like live. So maybe I've gotten it one other time, but dude, it's definitely a cool, like, it's showing them like their range, it's like another side. And I love that.
Well, they did play it on New Year's, so if you were at the that
Oh,
show,
okay. Well, that's probably where it was then. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that would have been the second time I saw that.
Nice.
nice. I'm kind
I
of
just
getting
wish
used to
Greg
seeing
would
Gator
do
do.
the moan.
Greg would do the moan. What'd you say?
Yeah, Greg moans on that song. I could do it.
The So the Eminence front, dude, it was kind of like it was a moment because like at Domefest 2019 at Marvin's, Goose was like playing the little tweener sets on the stage next to Pigeons. I want to say it was like maybe night 2. Um, and I had like just kind of started listening to Goose a little bit, and I had been standing there because like Aqueous played before Pigeons, and I was up on the rail with Emily Scabs and Hannah, and we were up there for all those sets, and I was like holding my peace so bad, dude, and it was hurting so bad that I didn't want to leave. So I started walking off when Goose was playing to try to get back for Pigeon's next set, and Goose started playing Eminence Front out there, and it stopped me in my tracks, dude. And I was like, oh shit. And it kind of like opened my eyes to Goose for a minute. And so it was cool to be out in Boulder, and then they started busting out that Eminence Front, dude. Like everybody got down, dude. Like the whole place was vibing hard with that one.
It does sound really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's such a boss vibe, man. Just imagine walking down.
Eminence Front. It's a put on. Oh yeah. And then you got a nice Shoe Casa encore.
Oh yeah. So if you were watching the live stream, we caught Greg because like I said, that whole section of us popped our shoes off and we were waving them around in the air, and Greg looked up and saw us and laughed at us. It's like, and then I don't think anybody else put their shoes on after that till we left. We danced the rest of the song with our shoes off, which I kind of wish we had done that earlier. Floors were carpeted on that
Oh,
tier,
really?
so it was pretty chill. Smelled like cheese after that, but
oh yeah.
Was that the
I wonder why.
guys?
I wonder if that's the inspiration of them playing cheese recently. Greg's getting a whiff of that indie flock fam cheese out there.
shoe cheese, man.
That's the last shoe casa now. It's Greg's like, all right,
Well,
guys, that's
Yeah,
enough.
dude.
It's too
Well,
fun.
okay, so then night 2, we were definitely like, when can we take our shoes off again? We were trying to think of any opportunities where he mentions shoes or something. We can whip our shoes off. Because Julia was already off the table.
What other shoe songs do we have?
Julia.
Shoe
They played
adjacent
that.
songs.
Well, I don't think that we came up with any. I think some people lost their shoes, but I don't think we were prompted by the band that night, unfortunately.
As long as that's all you lost was your shoes.
It fits in with the Boulder vibe.
Well, there's a few marbles rolling around Boulder Theater that I left there. I don't know if I'll find those, but
You'll find them on the next run through, and
Manny
you'll
was
different.
responsible for those ones.
yeah, reason to go back. Like I need another one.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
you could be
gotta
like
go
Colin and lose your glasses, but
again. Although I haven't lost anything in a while at a show, so I credit Shannon though, because she just takes everything away from me like I'm a toddler. She's like, "Give me your glasses, give me your wallet,
Good
give
to
me your
have a
phone."
keeper. We all
Here.
have keepers in our crew.
And you know what?
for
To be
sure. But a
fair, I have
nice little
well. Carry on, Jake.
But now, I was just saying that they're gonna have. They came out with a Donna New Day set one opener for.
Bro, and that Dawn a New Day, like you could tell right out the gate it sounded a little different. And that was easily the hardest Dawn a New Day I've ever heard. They destroyed it. It was intense.
Yeah, it was pretty long, wasn't it? I think I want to say it was about like a 10-minute Donna New Day or something.
Have they done
I
a
think
10?
that's the only song that entire show that Will didn't sit in on percussion.
Yeah, the rest of the night he came out and played with them. But what'd you say, Colin, about it?
I mean, have they ever done a Dawn a New Day that's been that long? I mean, I don't know that it's ever past 5 minutes usually.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, it's like 10.5 minutes long. They usually use it for, an encore or like a set filler when they need some time to fill. That's like a shorter song. So
Yeah,
going
rare in
back
the
to
open.
what we're on. Yeah, for
That was
sure.
one of those other songs
Yeah,
that they
exactly.
did that.
Exactly. Good point. That's main takeaway from this show is that they're going back and polishing off some new ones, some older ones, but then they're also playing some new music right after that Dawn a New Day. They go into this newer Show Me.
Show Me, dude. That's a fun song, dude. And I'm definitely down with that one.
Yeah, I love
It's
it.
a good vibe setter.
Definitely is. And they were definitely trying to set the vibe this weekend at these shows. But any
Standard Fortress, I feel like after that. Standard Fortress, which is fine. The Calm Before the Storm, I dig that one. It's a nice little chill boy. Yeah.
I think that's
They
where
were
the
getting us ready
really
for that Cashmere.
Calm Before the Storm, Cashmere, Burning Up My Time, and
Yeah.
shoot, that's just like, all right, Fortress, we let you cool down for a second, and now we're just hitting the gas.
Exactly. Exactly, dude.
and a gas through the rest of the show too. And I really
because then you get Shreddy Skinner, and then Couldn't We All, bro? And like that Couldn't We All was giving 2018 workout late night tent CWA vibes, bro.
Nice.
Yeah. And that's good to hear because like all the people that you were with were mostly probably there too.
Yes, we were talking about it. Yep.
And
And then had that little bye 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 in the middle. I was all doing one of these.
Yeah,
my
exactly.
JT on, bro.
I love that. I love the bye bye bye, even the blinding lights. The first time hearing the blinding lights, Greg was doing that for one of his solo sets, I think, at the Dome Fest. So like them adding that in was always cool to see, and I think it's fun, so much fun doing the boy band.
That part, like after Bye Bye Bye, when they're getting right back into CWA, when like Jeremy or one of the guys was doing like the palm muting on the strings, and it has that like Dr. Dre, that brum, 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 brum. I always feel like they're about to go into some Dre, and they never do. But I think one of these days, Greg's gonna get that little itch. He's gonna get up there and start spitting.
Greg, if anybody, he's got the game for it. I think he's looking for his moment.
Yeah, I can definitely. He probably knows all the words to that too. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would think so. He's of the right age. That shit was hitting when he was in his teens and early college years, I'm sure.
Drive around in high school listening to Snoop Dogg and Dre, definitely.
But I just want to say, going back to the first set, I'm really loving the treat yourself. Greg's having fun on that one, and it makes me laugh when he's laughing on that.
Yes.
It's yeah, yeah. They do a nice
That
little.
song is a good showcase for him.
It is. What'd you think of the drums for Yo Soy Fiesta?
Oh, dude. And again, that's kind of a thing where I feel like they're trying to boost up a song that some people may have some feelings towards, like, or that may not be a favorite song, but you can. And then they, on Nugs, and they gave that drums its whole thing, which they should have because that was a whole experience, dude. Like seeing Will and Gator going back and forth, and it's just like seeing just, they're just in the same groove. They're up there having a good time. And it was a lot longer than I was expecting, and we were all there for it, dude. It was like, this is what we come here for.
Hell yeah,
Gator
four
Slade.
4 minutes. That boy was up there.
They were just up there in it, dude.
I think that just
Um,
goes to show like how professional Gator is as a musician. He's able to like work and flow with so many different type of artists and stuff like that on the fly. So it's
and
just
well, because like if you look too, like he's not just playing pigeons music, funk music, jam music. Like you see him getting, well, he's getting like Rex from his old lady about songs that she wants him to play, and then he just learns all types of songs. That's just rounds it out, dude. And that's why he's such a good drummer.
yeah. And I didn't know if you follow him on Instagram or anything. He recently
Yeah.
just picked up some new like analog toys, some new like stuff to add. I saw some like bells, like these like ancient like looking bells, and I forget what the other thing were, but they were like some more texture adding
Yeah,
instruments.
dude. And that's great. And it's that you said bells because I had a note here from uh during Whoopi when Casey was sitting in, and obviously Will was still out there, and Will was on the congas going hard. Um, and then obviously Casey's organs and shit in the beginning, but then they got to that like wonky circus jam, and it had some like bells and synth sounds, and I wasn't sure if that was coming from Casey,
Well, I mean,
unless he
I'd have
had.
to I'd have to re-listen to it or not, but it could have been either or, both of them. You
Right
pro-
before the big old whoopee peak where everybody just. Yeah,
I'll go back and listen to that. But yeah, dude,
it's
I think Gator is one of the driving forces in their creating stuff. Always trying, like as you can see with like the hand pan, just like trying new things or something like that. I don't know anything,
Mhm.
but I feel like he might be like, guys, let's try this shit out or throw some different.
Yeah, it's more dynamic. It's good for a band for sure. Not falling into
Absolutely.
the same groove, the same stuff, constantly learning, constantly evolving that.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
we're
it's
here for it.
it's great for the
Yeah, and I was
fans. I mean,
wondering if they were going to debut any new songs, and they just did this past.
Well, last night, they debuted.
Yeah, they did
I
a
feel like
debut new song last
last
night.
night. Yeah,
Yep.
I ended up listening to that.
Yeah, I'm sure Dylan will have it up soon. But then they wrapped up this show before the encore with almost 15-minute Horizon.
Yeah, I definitely ugly cried, but you do, and it was. So our Horizon hug, we've evolved that now. I want to go ahead and get this out here. We're not doing Horizon hugs anymore. We're doing Horizon cinnamon rolls. So you can imagine we were you know wrapped up like that, and
Uh,
from being so far from my physical home in Indiana, bro, I was right at home. Dude, ugly crying with all my Colorado homies, dude. It was what Horizon was made for, and it was working that night, bro.
right. Well, now my biggest ISO is a cinnamon
that's good to
roll,
hear,
so
man.
I'm in.
Glad to hear that. Who doesn't love a cinnamon roll?
Hey.
Right?
But
Shouts to my Airbnb crew from the 2018 Nashville New Year's Eve run and the synonym rolls. You guys know what I'm talking about.
You know.
Shout out. But yeah,
You guys know what I'm talking about.
they did an encore Beneath the Surface, and I love Beneath the Surface.
The Surface, dude. And when they debuted that at Dome 2021, I think. Was that Pods?
Yes.
Maybe.
We can
No.
check it
Was
out
it
real
Pods?
quick.
Or was it the year after?
No, 2021 was
It was
paused.
actually
Because 2020 canceled. Home Fest 2021. I'm like 90% sure.
Yeah,
it was
they ever since they
2022.
debuted that song. 2022. Okay, yeah, because I couldn't remember if I knew it was at Legend Valley. But yeah, dude, that I've always liked that song ever since the first time they played it. That intro's dope. It got me invested, and yeah, it was a nice way to end the night, I think.
Hell yeah, man. That sounds like a hell of a little trip to Boulder.
Oh,
If I hear-
and craziest, I always run into Damien, Cincy crew, the most random places so organically. And since 2018, and I got a text from him during the show, and he's like, "Are you in Colorado right now at Pigeons?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, where are you at?" And of course, he was right over there, dude. He was like on a work trip, I guess, and was close enough that he shot over for the show. And it was so good to see him, dude, just like randomly as fuck, like at a Pigeon show.
Hell yeah.
So shouts to Damien, dude.
Pigeons bringing people together. I love it.
Came for the tune, stayed for the homies.
As it usually goes.
Yeah.
But you want to add anything else about these shows or your trip or anything before we go over these tour dates?
I just a big thank you for the hospitality, Jack and Vic and Daniel and all the Colorado homies. Made me feel right at home out there. Trying not to move out there, but we'll see what the future holds. Gets harder and harder to come back every time.
That's true, man. I love Colorado.
Yeah.
Let me pull up these tour dates real quick.
Gonna bring my anxiety back up on me trying to pick these Midwestern run dates, which I'm gonna do.
What do
It's
you
gonna be
eyeballing?
hard to do those north three and then plus Lexington because I liked the Burl. That venue was really cool when I played there a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's going to be sweet because it's going to be another outdoor show.
And I've never been to Grand Rapids. I'm trying to go there, so it'd be nice to hit that Cleveland, Chicago, Grand Rapids run. But then I wouldn't be able to probably do Lexington. So yeah, I'm stressing about that. I don't know which ones I'm going to do, but you'll catch me at some of those.
Okay, well, I'll be at all four. I just got my PTO approved the other day for Grand Rapids. So Pigeons are finishing up their West Coast tour right now. Tonight, this is Sunday, March 23rd. They're going to be playing at the Wilma with High Fade. I didn't realize these guys were from Scotland, but apparently they're Scottish, and it's their last show. Yeah, did you guys catch that at all?
I had no idea.
Yeah, they've been wearing kilts and they've been saying something about them being Scottish. So I guess they're a Scottish jam band.
Nice.
But after that Montana date, they popped down to Florida for a festival called the Sunshine Get Down Music and Arts Festival for April. And then at the end of April, they start the 24th in Cleveland, 25th in Chicago, 26th in Grand Rapids, and finishing up that little Midwest run in Lexington. And all the shows are going to be opened by Sneezy. So these shows are going to be pretty funky.
I've heard really good things about Sneezy too.
Yeah, that's a whole bunch of Ohio and Pennsylvania crew people have been talking about them a lot lately. I know Garrett, Waveman Wilson is always talking about them a lot. But then Pigeons go down to Cabo at the Gonzo Festival. Did you guys see the lineup or anything about this show yet?
It
Yeah.
looks ridiculous.
Late night set. That's pretty cool. I like they put him in that spot.
Smart move.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Pigeons are only playing two times, right?
Like an afternoon set, late afternoon
Like,
set, and then the late night set.
yeah. Right. And then a little birthday show for Jeremy at the Pisgah Brewing Company in Black Mountain, North Carolina, just outside Asheville, with Natalie Brooke. I was going to go to that show, but my PTO was denied. And then the next night, actually, String Cheese Incident is playing in Charlotte the next night after that show. So I think the boys are going to be sliding over there for that show.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun. I've never seen String Cheese before.
Same.
Really?
Yeah, dude, they're on my short list right now.
Yeah, I know. I just keep missing them every time they come through here. It's like a weekday or something like that, or I've never been able to see them at a music festival. It's been crazy. But then Pigeons go do this northeast little run here at the end of May and early June with the infamous String Dusters and Melt. They're going to be going to Hampton Beach in Hampton, New Hampshire, then Asbury Park, New Jersey, Lafayette, New York. All these venues are going to be really cool. So that would be fun. I think they're all outside as well.
Yeah, Levitt Pavilion's a cool spot. Been there a couple times.
Yeah,
I
I've heard
sadly will
great
not be
things
making
about.
any of these shows because I have to go to work in New Orleans on the 31st, and it just like completely screwed up all of my plans. Damn it! I really
These
wanted
will
to
be
go
fun.
Yeah, I quit my job.
I think they're doing VIP jam outs with the infamous String Dusters before the show, so you can watch. It's like an extra $100 or something, I think. But
Cool.
check that out. But yeah, and then they had the All Good Now festival, 2-day festival in Maryland.
Have you been to that?
I am not. They were asking $1,500 for a 10x10 space.
Yikes.
Yikes is right. My
that
God.
would. And it's a 2-day, and you cannot stay with your like area, so it's like outside of. It's just not feasible for me. That's all.
I wouldn't think so.
I'm going to focus on Dome Fest, which they are going to announce the first wave of acceptances for people next Sunday, I believe. So I'll be waiting.
Oh, nice. That's coming up. I've been
see.
really getting anxious. Trying to make all kinds of plans for it right now, even without even having approval. I'm still kind of making assumptions like I am going or not going. I'm going regardless, but getting the vending and hopefully some sponsorship stuff too. Because I got some cool ideas I'd like to bring to Dome Fest and really help just kind of be one more thing, injecting some fun and energy into it. Right. I really, after not having it last year, it's like I have like a mission to really help, like in every way I can, make this one just awesome as hell. I mean, it's already gonna be.
Yeah.
Let's just keep adding to it, right? Let's just make it better and better. I'm stoked.
I know I'm in the same boat right now. I'm like, I want to start making plans and doing things, but I'm like, I'm not confirmed yet, and I don't know. We applied for an even double the space this year. We're doing a 10x20 this year, so hopefully we'll have that area for homies to hang out and everything like that too as well. So looking forward to that. And after that All Good Festival, they have the Great South Bay Music Festival, which I think is on Long Island. That's a day festival. And then they'll get ready for Dome Fest, August 7th through the 9th in New River Gorge, West Virginia. This is going to be so much fun. This venue is so dope, dude. so many people are going, and
I've only heard good things.
Yeah, it's gonna end up selling out. It's gonna sell out for sure as it gets closer and people. Huh?
Lock them tickets in.
Yeah,
Don't
seriously.
sleep.
And then the last thing, don't sleep on the pigeons. And then the last thing that they have right now is this show, the Bristol Rhythm and Roots Reunion, another music festival that's in Tennessee. But that's about it that they have right now. But that's it, flockers. That's our show for today. Thanks so much, Ryan, for joining in with us. Really appreciate it. Love you, brother. Indie Flock fam. Represent.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Cheerio. All right.